Hello, this is Nick from ReviewOutlaw.com. Today I want to review the Motley Fool Stock Advisor. So this is a service that I've been using for quite a few years. Using them to kind of get some ideas on stocks, which ones are the good ones to buy, hopefully make some money and just not lose any money. So here I'm going to give you my kind of review, what I think of it, what the features I like and the features I don't like, and if I've made any money on it. So first thing is the cost. The cost on this guy is about $53 per year, so it's relatively cheap compared to a lot of other services out there. I think for $53 it's a great tool to kind of learn stocks with, especially if you're new to stocks, you don't kind of know what to buy. Maybe you have a couple stocks you're thinking of buying, Apple or Google or Facebook, but you don't really know, is this the time to buy it? Is $500 a lot of money for the stock, or is it not a lot of money for the stock? It's kind of hard to kind of put a price on stocks because the prices fluctuate, the market is we an uptrend, downtrend, all these kind of complicated things, and there's PE ratios and all this complicated stuff. You don't have to know all that stuff, because what's great about the stock advisory is they make it simple for you. They kind of say, this is the time to buy, this is the time to sell. So basically the stock advisor gives you the what, who, and why. What stocks to buy, who to buy, and why you should buy it. So here at the home page here, and you can see there's today's top guidance, the best buys now. Basically this comes out, some new stock ideas that you can pick, and then every month there's about there's Team David and Team Tom, and each side gives you about 5 stocks that they recommend at this time, and you can kind of see the different performances. As you can see, David's performance is high right now, so maybe you want to follow along his stuff, or maybe you just prefer Tom's kind of style. But you can see both of them are outperforming the S&P 500, which is important because that's kind of the benchmark. So if you don't want to think about choosing any stocks at all, you can just buy something called SPY, which is basically an index of the top 500 stocks. So as we look through here, what I personally like to do is I like to find stocks that I have like an emotional attachment to, or that I like. So let's say Walt Disney World, for example. This right now is a best buy, so that's probably something I'd look at. Some of these other brands like maybe Kinder Morgan, not too familiar with, you can click in here and you can read why they think this is a good time to buy it. You can get different updates on this kind of thing, and you can grow your portfolio. You can go here to the latest tips, and it gives you the best buy now, is just a rundown of the risk level, who's recommending it. And then I like the starter stocks. So this is always, well, they're not always changing it, but there's a good couple starter stocks if you've never purchased any stocks before, just some good ones to kind of get in and get your feet wet, if you will. Now the Fool invests in the long term, so all their recommendations are at least keep it 5 to 7 years, which I agree with. Of course, it's easier for them to be right on their stocks if you're keeping a stock for 5 to 7 years. But I think it's too stressful for me to be buying and selling each month. I just buy it, hold on to it long term. Me personally, I plan on holding it to 15 to 20 years, if not longer, because if you put yourself in that kind of situation, it's not like you're taking money you necessarily need for rent or make credit card payments. This is just excess money that you have, and I recommend putting a little money each aside each month, whether it's $50, $100, scale that out depending on your income. So this is kind of under hold here. They had made recommendations before, and now they're saying, you know what, we shouldn't, don't buy any more of these stocks. And under the sell stocks, so they've changed their mind, and that's kind of nice to, like, oh, let's say you purchased Amazon, and 8 years down the road things go sideways. They're going to recommend you sell that stock when it's the time to get out. They're recommending this because actually Amazon purchased Whole Foods, so they're saying basically if you want Amazon stock, buy Amazon stock, but don't hold Whole Foods just to get more Amazon stock. So we have a couple other things as well. You have access to tools. You can look at the stock screen, or you can create your own watch list, which is cool. And kind of track, see how the ones that you purchased are doing. Articles are very informative. I really like the articles that you can actually get free from the homepage, but you can start learning more about stocks and things like that. The bonus reports, I don't read this too often, but it's kind of a neat thing. They put out some bonus reports just for if you're a Fool member here, and the kind of like inside of Cars Tomorrow, so kind of tips that you want to look out for. Now, as far as the stocks that I made the most from by using this service, again, I've been using it from probably 7 to 8 years, and that would be Netflix, Amazon, Facebook, and Google. Now, I might have purchased those by myself on my own, kind of just because I like those companies, but because they came up as best buys, I was like, you know what, now feels like a good time. They're saying the price seems right, and I'm going to go ahead and purchase these stocks. And those have been huge gainers for me. I have had a couple losers that basically I picked a stock that they recommended and it went way down. Those were Under Armour, TripAdvisor, and a company called DDD that does 3D printing. Now they all of them lost about half their value. All in all, I'm way ahead considering how many stocks I've purchased through here, so it's good to get a good basket, maybe 15 to 20 stocks that you can invest in, and kind of go with that. You don't want to just do one stock and then just sit on it and see how it goes. You want to kind of put your money, maybe you're putting $100 into each bucket, if you will. That way you're hedging yourself. So a couple other nice things that the Stock Advisor has is they have a free weekly podcast that I like to listen to. Maybe at the beginning you don't really understand what a lot of these terms are that they're talking about, but over time you start picking more and more things up, and it just kind of keeps your interest in stocks and makes you want to go back for more and investigate more, and the more that you get into it, the more you learn. Now, I have a couple other subscriptions I'll talk about in a different video called the Motley Fool Options, but I definitely recommend before you get into options, you just start with stocks, kind of build that up, and then if you really like stocks and you want to get into something more advanced, there's the Motley Fool Options, and they have a couple, actually a lot of different things like hidden gems. So these are companies that are new and kind of maybe no one's really seen them, but they think they're going to explode. So there's a lot of different things depending on how much money you have to spend. Each service is a different amount of money, and it's generally renewable once a year. But I think the biggest benefit to the Fool is kind of the educational services they provide for someone who really doesn't know much about anything investing, because unless you go do like a college course, they don't really teach you much about money and financing and things like that in the school system. So you kind of have to go out and investigate on your own time. So hopefully you guys liked the video. I would definitely give this a thumbs up and give this a try if I were you. For 53 bucks, I think it's well worth its value. And then you can grow off of that. There's a couple other places that I want to review. So if you're interested in stocks and things like that, keep an eye out for new videos. If you guys like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks.
Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. If you have time, please subscribe to my channel, click here to watch more videos, or please give me a thumbs up. Thanks.